Okay. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Coming in, make sure you hit the like button coming in. Make sure you hit the like button coming in. What's up? What's up? What is up? Let's see here. Buffering already? Hold on. Definitely should not be buffering. What's up, you senior? What's up? What's going on? What's going on? What's good? Tootie, what's good, Tootie? Desert Storm, what up? Nick Wood, what up? Kid Indigo, what's up? Everybody hit the like button coming through the door, please. Coming through the door. Hit the like button. Hold on a second. Let's get in the mood. We want to talk about it. Did Megan the Stallion flop? We've had now a week to think about it. We see where she came in at on the charts. We heard all the backtracking and the gangster explaining. We heard all the stuff about the label and but we also heard her talking about how she's Meg the Stallion and she's been Meg the Stallion. So we want to find out tonight. And I'll break it down for you. Did Megan the Stallion flop with her project? Okay? So, what's up? Hey, Karma, we got a blue wrench in here. Karma is one of our moderators for tonight. Please hit the like button as you're coming through the door. Any trolls, any a-holes, anybody that got issues insulting, being insulted or offended by anybody, please speak with Karma to have them removed. Karma, if you see anybody trolling, anybody spamming, let them know the first time that they're going to need to stop it or be removed from the live. If they continue to do it after that, then they have to be removed from the live. I don't care if anybody comes in here wants to promote what they got going on, but I'm going to give you one time to do it. If you spam me, over and over and over and over and over again with what you're saying, I'm not going to let that rock. So, did Meg the Stallion flop? And we're going to get into that. First of all, we have to get into what is considered a flop. We're also going to get into the you know everyone's rebuttal, or all the Megan fans or Megan defenders. Their rebuttal is going to be, well, how can it be a flop? It was the project Sugar. How can it be a flop when it wasn't an album? Well, let me just get into that. It was not an album because Megan, at the last minute, and her people decided to backtrack on that and say it's not an album. Kind of the same way Drake said that More Life was a playlist, but it was really an album. Okay? Megan came out, dropped I guess it's a 9-song project. Um, and let's be honest, she tried to use the issues with her label. She tried to use that as a rollout. Let's just call it what it is. She tried to use that as part of her rollout. So for everyone can say, "Oh man, look at this. Look at this. It's look at, after all what she's done, what she's been through, and she was able to deliver this material." Because that was a publicity stunt, because she came on there crying about how, so, check this out. So, 1501, 1501 don't want me to drop no music. So I'm like, I just want to do my music. And they don't want me to drop no music. You were trying to use it as a rollout. Let's just call it what it is. You were trying to use all of the issues going on with the label. You were trying to use it as a roll out. You thought you came on here, okay? You came on here and you told everyone about how they would not allow you to drop music, right? And then all of a sudden, you're dropping your music out of nowhere 2 days later. Okay? So when it comes back down the pipe that she's only going to do 40 to 1,000, first they said 35, then they said 40, somewhere in between there. Then all of a sudden she has to, make that look better than what it was, because she's going to say, well, I didn't have no promotion, and that wasn't even an album. That was just some music for my fans to have. That was not an album. Well, it was sure set up like an album, a short album. It was set up like a short album. It was not set up like, mixtape or an EP. That Kalani song, there's a song on there with Kalani. That is an album cut. That song was supposed to be on her album. Okay? Yes, sales means no. Sales means people are actually spending their money. Okay, sales doesn't mean that people aren't listening to it. Sales means people are actually spending their money to either buy it online, buy it at Walmart or whatever. Then, of course, you have streams. Okay? Now, Meg the Stallion came out. What's up, Johanna? Meg the Stallion came out and made this big old riff about how she's that B and she was that girl before 1501 even had anything to do with her. She had always rapping. She been freestyling. This yada 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 yada. You've been rapping. You've been freestyling. Rapping and freestyling means absolutely nothing. It does not mean you can make hot records. Does not mean you're gonna be a dope artist. Okay. But you see, this is where Megan went wrong, and this is why I say, if let's say I like Tay Money, right? If Tay Money dropped an album and it sold 44,000 in the first week, everybody would be going crazy, falling out like, "Oh my God, this is such an honor!" Blah blah blah. Our girl did 44,000 in the first week, but that's for Tay Money. Okay, that's for Tay Money. If one of these other artists at this point, let's see if this point Foxy Brown came out and dropped the album, or what's her name, the little white chick from Love and Hip Hop, or somebody of that nature. If they came out with a record and it did 44,000, everybody be going, "Oh wow, she did 44,000 of her album." Okay, that would be great. But when you are supposedly the hottest female in the game, when you are supposedly going to be the one that carries the torch from Nicki Minaj to yourself, if you are going to be the new Trina, if you are the new it girl on the block and everybody wants you and everyone says, "Oh, she writes her lyrics, she has dope rhymes, she's fine, she's sexy, she's of it, and she just signed with Rock Nation, so she's got Jay-Z behind her." You gotta sell more than 44,000. I don't care if it's an album. I don't care if it's a smalbum. I don't care if it's an EP, an FD, a GD, a GED, an HD. You have to sell more than 44,000 units. Period. Point blank. And to make it, and on top of that, on top of that, the least amount of songs makes it even more uh, doable when you have the least amount of songs. Everyone says nine albums, only 9 songs. Well, the greatest album in the history of hip hop that a lot of people consider is Illmatic. Guess how many songs Illmatic had on it? Hmm? So it's not an album. Now it's an EP once she sees that it's not going to do what she expects it to do. Now all of a sudden, it's not an album anyway. Yeah, what was it? What was it? You can have this. That just goes to show the difference between a social media fan base and a real fan base. Because you can't say, I didn't have no promotion or nothing. I did that with no promotion. I did that with no this. I did that with no major label, this, that, and the other. Okay. Technically, Megan Thee Stallion is on an independent label. Technically. But she does not have independent push. She was everywhere this past year. She's got a management deal signed with Jay-Z. She's got all these different fashions, and she's been on these magazines already. She's been everywhere. So she's not being pushed like an independent artist. So I don't want to hear that independent stuff. Okay? Because Little Uzi Fart put out a record with no promo. Nobody even knew it was coming. He didn't market it. He didn't do nothing. And he just dropped an album. And he's doing 325,000. And he hasn't even been on the scene. He hasn't even been on the scene. Okay? So I don't want to hear all that, but it wasn't an album. Right. I mean, so according to you, and now according to, hold on. Let me see who that was. I'll go over that because they made a point that I want to go over. And then I will tell you why it flopped. So, Random. So Random says because it has 18 million streams, it didn't flop. Now, I'm going to go back to what I just said. 18 million, that sounds amazing, right? 18 million sounds amazing. Yes, if I put out a record, I couldn't get 18 million streams. If you put out a record, you probably can't get 18 million streams. Danny Lee is out there. She probably can't get 18 million streams on her album. What, like I said, Tay Money. She probably can't get 18 million streams. Yes, 18 million streams is a lot if you're not Meg the Stallion. Okay? If you and all your fans want us to believe that you are that bitch, and that's what she says. That's what she says all the time. Okay? That's what she says all the time. She's that bitch. I write my own shit. Can't nobody fuck with me, blah, blah, blah. Right? Her fans made me go check out Meg Thee Stallion because I'm going to be honest with you. Coming up to the end of 2019, I did not know who Meg Thee Stallion was. I never checked her out. I heard her name a lot. And I'm like, how did this chick get so hot all of a sudden? The last time I seen her, she was in the store shopping with Carl Crawford. So I said, oh, okay, that's that chick that was messing around with Carl Crawford. So, if it is for Megan Thee Stallion and it's your first project, excuse me, And people are anticipating an album because she did not say it's an EP. People were anticipating an album, and on top of that, the Kalani song was supposed to be on her album because she said it herself on social media. So we're expecting an album. 9 songs is enough to be an album. There's been plenty of records. There's been plenty of albums put out with only 9 songs. Plenty of albums. But you see, what I believe happened was once she saw she wasn't going to do what she thought she's going to do, now here comes well, it wasn't an album anyway. Well, I didn't have the proper rollout. Okay, so you have to remember something, random. She has 18 million on the album total. Right? She has 18 million on the album total. So go compare them. Go compare her numbers to someone else's album first week. That's what you got to do. Go compare her to Cardi B's first week album. Go compare it to Queen. Go compare it to, Lil Baby, Da Baby, Meek. Go. That's how you have to compare it. Because, or if you want to do artists that have not been out long, like I said, do Cardi's first album, do Roddy Ricch, his first album. You know what I'm saying? So my point is, it's not that 18 million isn't a lot. But that's a total album. Now, if you go right now and check the other stars' first album numbers, that's nowhere near the top. Now, Doja Cat is a good comparison. Okay? Doja Cat was not brought to us like, oh, this is the new bitch. She just happened to take that spot gradually or challenge. I'm not going to say take. A lot of people don't feel as though she's better than Megan or hotter than Megan. So I'm going to say she threw herself into the conversation with her numbers. I was looking for Megan to be close up around 80. Okay? I was looking for her to be around 80. I didn't even have to see 100,000. Can she get up around 80,000? Okay? That's it. Because all of the rickaraw, hum yum yum yum, rickaraw, all the rickamarow she made over this contract, over she deserves to be renegotiated. Now, if you would have come out here and did 200K, then you can look at 501 and say, how you like me now? You see what I'm saying? I'm keeping the lights on at 501. So if she would have came back with 200,000, 150,000 first week, she can make that argument. Okay? She can make that argument. But her own manager once coined the phrase, men lie, women lie, numbers never do. Holla at your boy. Jay-Z coined that phrase. Men lie, women lie, numbers never do. And for all the drama that you brought up, you going on IG, smoking the lollipop, and coming down on Carl, mentioning Jay Prince's name, you know, do all this. The stunts you pulled with Trey Songz was actually you should have kept that stunt. You should have kept on doing the Trey Songz stunt. That probably would have been in a better view. Act like you messing with these dudes instead of trying to say, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm single. I'm not talking to none of these guys. What you should have did is come out there like, listen, I'm single. If I'm smashing all of them, that is not your business. If I'm smashing all of them, don't hate, congratulate. But she instead was too want to make it seem, no, I'm so worried that somebody's going to say, oh, she hoeing her way to the top. So worried somebody's going to say that every time they brought up somebody, no, I'm not smashing them. Oh, no. You should have kept rolling with that. Because that publicity stunt was way better than the publicity stunt you just tried to pull. What's up, Pooh? I would take she's a whole publicity stunt way more than this publicity stunt she just tried to pull with 1501 against Rock Nation against 300. To me, that did not work. And again, I know what people are going to say. They're going to say, oh, no, it's not, but it wasn't an album. That's what you don't understand. It was an EP. I don't give a damn. Same difference. Same difference. You can sell an EP. People have gotten Grammys off of EPs before. So I don't want to hear it. The bottom line is it did not deliver what you thought it was going to deliver. So now you want to say, oh, it wasn't an album anyway. It was just an EP. Don't want to hear it, Megan. It was set up like an album. Okay? It was set up like an album. Here's why. And you ask me, do I think I consider it a flop? Being though who it is, the number, not necessarily a flop for a first-time artist or what have you. The 44,000 is not really flop. But because it was Megan Thee Stallion who delivered those 44,000 in the first week, to me, that's a flop. That's a flop. Okay? Here's why she flopped, in my opinion. I think a lot of people was turned off by the persona of the she's with Trey Songz, she's with Moneybagg Yo, she's with this one, she's with that one. And people are seeing the body language. People are seeing her acting like she's going down on Trey Songz. They're seeing her drunk, stumbling all over the place, looking discombobulated when she's dancing with them. They see her then the next day after she saw Trey Songz in the dorm room. They see her grinding on Moneybagg Yo. They see her wrapped around Wiz Khalifa's neck in his car, and they looking in each other's eyes, cracking personal jokes that nobody knows what's going on but them. So that leads people to believe they spent a lot of time together, more than just a couple of minutes. And they see her laying up in the bed with G-Eazy and the other. And then at the end of the day, they hear her pleading and begging and saying, that's not what's going on. Don't believe that. I'm not seeing this one. I'm not dating that one. I'm not sleeping with that one. So then, if you're single, if you're grown, that's the one thing he said. If you're single, if you're grown, if you're this, that, and the other, so then, okay, you're not smashing G Easy. Why were you in his bed with your legs wrapped around him then? What was that? What were you just cock teasing? How did you get from the club to his bedroom and had your legs wrapped around him? You gonna tell me his dick wasn't hard? Meg the Stallion's legs wrapped around him? Wrapped around his waist? His dick wasn't hard, not 1 ounce, huh? You gonna tell me that you not smashing Trey Songz and you were sitting there in the seat on his birthday where they usually sit their girlfriends? You weren't just some regular person that he invited to his birthday party. You were sitting in the honorable seat next to him. You gave a toast. Why did they pick you to give a toast? If y'all are just cool. Why'd they pick you out of all people? Why'd they pick you? You just met Trey. Y'all are just friends. Why would they pick you out of all the people there? Sitting up there in the girlfriend seat. You wasn't sitting way back at some other table. So my thing is, she thought, I don't know whether she thought that was going to help her, just seeing her discombobulated, seeing her discombobulated, that, a lot of people are like, come on, Ma, you just got out, like. And they may start thinking of her. What's up, Robin? They may start thinking of her as another Cassidy. Cassidy had great lyrics. Papoose. Who's better on the mic than Papoose? But is Papoose a big star? No. Because he can't make records. There's a big difference between somebody who could just grab the mic and spit and somebody who is a great artist. Can Cardi outspit Meg the Stallion? Absolutely not. But Cardi makes way better records. Cardi makes way better records. From what I've seen, you'll never see Cardi on a cipher. You'll never see her on a freestyle battle. You'll never see Cardi doing that. But Cardi's records are way more appealing. They're just better records. Right. Cardi is a dope ghostwriter, but let's go back to that. Ghostwriter ain't got nothing to do with whether it's a hit or not. Ask Quentin Miller. A dope writer has nothing to do with whether that record is a hit or not. Because Megan can go and get the same writers, and Bodak Yellow may not have been a hit coming out of Megan's mouth. See what I'm saying? Bodak Yellow, it's all in the delivery. That's why Quentin Miller When he wrote those records, he wrote those verses for Drake. You see what they did when Drake spit them and delivered them. But Quentin Miller couldn't get himself on because he can't deliver them properly. As hot as the lyrics were, as hot as the music was, nobody checked for Quentin Miller. But they checking for 10 bands, 50 grands, 100 bands. Smoking, man. Quentin Miller wrote that first verse. Even though it's Cardi's team picking them, that's Cardi's voice delivering the records. Right? That's still Cardi B's voice. That's still Cardi B's flow. That's still her delivery. Caught on those records. Her personality. Her fans, she connects with her fans. That's one of the reasons why Megan flopped. She has no connection with her fan base. Correct, Random. That's why the Migos didn't do ape shit. It would not have did ape shit if they would have did it. But let Beyonce do it. They couldn't give that song to Rihanna. That's why the Migos didn't keep 8 ships for themselves. Exactly, Chameleon. Cardi has personality. It comes across on her records. Her fans connect with her. Megan, we don't know what she is. The fans have no story. What's your story? You're a college girl that twerks and you can rap. All right. But there's no real connection. So if there's any reason why she flopped, there's not a real connection with Megan and the fan base. And another big thing about selling and about being an artist is not only do you get your fans to buy, you have to get the people who are on the fence that are saying, should I buy this? Should I not? Should I listen to her? Or should I not? You have to be able to convince those people who were not fans before to become fans. And sometimes it has nothing to do with your music. Cardi B was a former stripper. She appealed, so all of the strippers that had admiration for rapping, all of the strippers that knew her, all the strippers that know they act just like Cardi B, all of them bought her music. All of them bought her music. Tori, I'm going to say it like this. I never bought into her buzz anyway. I'm going to tell y'all again, this is just my opinion. And I do know this, but I do know this to be true. And I do know this just from talking to people in the industry. Okay? This is why Megan got the buzz in the first place. Because Megan's been out a while. Okay? When Cardi B came down the pipe, the main focus was to have someone that can finally replace Nicki Minaj and get her the F out of here. So those fans joined in. Then the people who wasn't fans joined in and bought into it. Okay? But you see what happens is, As time goes on, and now people are already getting tired of Cardi, and the Nicki fans can always come back with, she don't even write her own music, so she ain't better than Nicki Minaj. How she replacing Nicki Minaj, and she don't even write her own lyrics. She getting, she had the payola thing behind her. She had that payola scandal. She had producers coming out saying they wrote this record and didn't get credit. She had people, songwriters. She had a bunch of collabos that people, well, they carried the record, this, that, and the other. So she had a lot of stuff surrounding her. And then when people start realizing, you know what? I'm tired of her already. Hear this record? This is the same thing as the last record. You know what? This chick ain't all that talented. So we need somebody who's talented enough that we'll be able to argue that they're the new queen. You ran out of arguments with Cardi B. On top of that, all of the outside stuff that she brought on herself. The damn Instagram lives, the complaining every time she's on Instagram live, complaining about being famous, complaining about being rich, having the girls beat up, leave it all, did the publicity stunt with Offset when you know you weren't, didn't really leave them. All that stuff, people started saying, she's a gimmick. She's a gimmick. Damn it, I thought we had somebody. So that's why they gravitated to Megan. Oh, here goes somebody. She writes her own rhymes. They just ran to the first thing smoking that was getting some light, that wrote her own rhymes. That's what Megan's buzz is predicated on. That's what Megan's buzz is predicated on. Well, we were wrong about Cardi, but here's a girl that writes her own rhymes. Now what? She's better than Nicki. Because she writes her own rhymes and she's real. So now everything that they took, that they said they loved about Cardi B, she's real, she's relatable, oh, young girls can relate to her, she's humble, she's this, she's that, her personality, everything that they said about Cardi B, they now take that from her and give it to Megan and say, oh, well, Megan's real, Megan's humble, Megan's this, Megan's a college student, Megan's blah, blah, blah. And she writes her own rhymes. That's all that was about. That's all that was about. That's how her buzz came about. And then what happens is Nicki threw him a curveball because, well, actually Megan threw him a curveball when she got on live and supported Nicki Minaj. You see, everybody thought Megan was going to side with Cardi B. That's what everybody thought. Megan was going to side with Cardi B. That's why people like Jason Lee was going so hard. Oh, you should do a record with Cardi. Everybody wanted her and Cardi B to side so Nicki can be by herself. But then when she switched it up on everybody and said she messes with Nicki Minaj, a lot of people that liked her was like, she messed with Nicki, And she lost a lot of fans because she said, How y'all gonna disrespect Nicki Minaj? Nicki Minaj is the queen of this. Nicki Minaj made it possible for everybody to be, all the girls that are out right now would not be rapping if it wasn't for Nicki Minaj. They didn't want her to give Nicki that prop. Okay? So, I'm gonna tell you this thing. If she had a went and said, "Oh, she doesn't rock with Nicki Minaj," and she did a record with Cardi, I guarantee she'd have a number one right now. And then all of the Cardi B fans that was out there would have been rocking with Megan because Megan turned a lot of fans off. People who were not fans, like I said, on the fence people, on the fence listeners. If they don't like Nicki Minaj, and they're on the fence about Megan, and then Megan is promoting Nicki Minaj, and Megan does a record with Nicki Minaj, what do you think the people who are on the fence is going to do? They're gonna say, no, I don't like her. I don't like her. Nah, she likes Nicki Minaj. I don't like her. I thought she liked Cardi. Okay? All right, Dyra. You have a blue wrench. Don't make me take it away. No, I'm just kidding. So, my thing is this. I call it a flop, not because of what it ended up selling, it's because of who it was. Right? Let's take Drake. Right? Let's take Drake. If Drake comes back with his next album and he does 200,000 first week, everybody's going to say Drake flopped. Oh, Drake coming back to life. 200,000. That wouldn't be a flop for any other artist. That'd be amazing numbers. But when you're used to doing 400, 500, 550, 600, and you come back and you only do 200,000, they're going to say that's a flop. Drake, people are finally getting tired of Drake. He only did 200,000. He flopped. But 200,000 is amazing to everybody else. That's my point. That's my point. My thing is with the whole entire rollout, with all of the messiness, and everybody seems to take her side about it, with everything, Jay-Z behind you, you out there getting your face out there, Beyonce sending you a closet, all the hype. You had all the momentum, you had all the hype going your way. You had all the hype going your way. All the momentum going your way. You got people feeling sorry for you. Oh, poor Megan, the poor artist. Oh, she's getting it 40%. And that old bullet head Carl Crawford who ain't doing nothing. You ain't out there rapping and singing with me every night. Nigga, you don't do nothing but get paid. They saying he ain't on the stage with her rapping in the mic. And then Nikki sitting back there saying, "Want my spot, Meg? Huh? That's what it is. You want my spot, Meg? Huh? Well, you ain't go get it. Cause nigga, you ain't got it." How does it feel to be me? And nigga Flash was like, pretty damn good. So the answer to my question is, did Megan Thee Stallion flop? My answer is yes. I was expecting more from that. The album, the EP, whatever, it's an album. You can't wait until it come out and then it don't do what you think it's gonna do. Then say it was an EP. No, it was an album. It was an album, a short album. Okay. Now, does that mean when she finally drops her album, she's gonna flop? It doesn't mean that. But when she drops her album, if it's 14, 15 songs, I'm gonna need to see about $150 at least. I'm gonna need 150,000. If you wanna be that girl, if you are that bitch, you have to have the numbers to back it up. Girls just can't walk around calling themselves that bitch. I'm that bitch. But she going to the welfare office. How you gonna back that up? I'm that bitch. No car. No apartment. Living with her friend. Taking the bus. Got an EBT card. You're not that bitch. Okay? You have to show you're that bitch. You just can't run out there and say, LeBron can't. If LeBron James had no rings, right? If LeBron had no championships and he was 0-6 in the finals or 0-9 and he averaged 20 points a game, you think LeBron James could run around saying, I'm the best player in the world? Or I'm the greatest player ever? People be like, niggas, you drunk? Okay? And granted, he may not be the best player ever. But at least LeBron James has an argument. He said, here's my numbers. I'm the greatest ever. You don't believe me? Here's my numbers. Here's what I did. Here's what I did. I'm going to lead the entire NBA in scoring points. I'm going to be top 10 in rebounds, assists, top leading points, steals, blocks, top 20. I won 3 championships. I got 4 MVPs. I took 2 teams to titles. "17-time All-Star. I made the All-Star team every single year. I won the Rookie of the Year." He gonna lay all that down and say, I'm the GOAT. Now he may be wrong, but people ain't gonna laugh. They're gonna say, "All right, let me see. He might be." Meg the Stallion can't sell 50,000 or 60,000 of her album and say I'm that bitch. Now, damn, Cerise. Now, listen, she don't need 7 bangers. Cerise said, I want at least 7 bangers. Damn, Cerise, you want 7 number 1s? Nobody got that. No, and again, it don't mean she ain't the queen of rap if she don't have a number one. Cause Nicki don't have a number one, right? Nicki don't have a number one. She's got a number one rap single, but Megan's gonna have to get at least a number one rap single. You know, Cardi B getting those 3 number 1s, that's rare. That's rare for a rapper to get to get a number one on the pop charts, what they call the top 100. That's pop. That's the pop charts. But she's gonna have to get a number one rap single at least. And I want to see 100,000 and 50, and I want to see at least a gold record, at least. Because Cardi and Nicki went platinum their first album. So did Missy Elliott. All the ones that are considered the greats went platinum their first album. Lil Kim, platinum. Some people want to say Foxy's the best ever. She went platinum on her first album. Lauryn Hill went platinum on her first album. And now with the streaming, that should be even easier. Because they were going platinum. They didn't even have streaming to fall back on. No. You can have stamps. But if you're walking and you got stamps, and you ain't got no apartment, and you ain't got no car, and you got stamps, no, you're not that bitch. Sorry to let you know. You can still be that bitch with stamps, because a lot of girls have stamps and don't even need them. They just finesse the system. So I think this album, Sugar, I listened to it, one record to me where she really sounds different. The rest is typical Megan. The rest is typical Megan. The record's okay, the album's okay, but again, what I've always said about her, there's nothing on that album that makes me jump out. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing on that album that makes me jump up and say, "Oh yeah, she might be next up." And that's the way I've always felt about Megan. I feel as though she's a 2020 version of Trina. What I Need was okay, and then the Hook, the Captain Hook. To me, those were the best records. Those, she was in her bag a little bit. She was a little different. But everything after All I Need and Captain Hook, to me, is just typical Megan. Captain Hook, the record was crazy, but the video is But Megan needs some sort of storyline. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, the Cardi came out. She had a storyline. First, she was with the dude. Next thing you know, she's not with nobody. Then she's with Offset and Amigos. Offset cheating on her left and right. She gets pregnant. She had the issues. She's on Love and Hip Hop. She's got the stripper shit. She's got this. I'm not saying go out there and pull a publicity stunt, but you really have no storyline. You're a college student. That's not getting it done. You're a college student and you're rapping. So that's been done before. There's been plenty of college students that was rappers. That when they got put on, they were in college. She has to do something to make people engage in what she's doing. She has to have something that's going to make people engage in what she is doing. Like I said, the project was okay. It wasn't trash, but it's not great. If it's a 5-star system, if it's a 5-star system, I'd probably give it 2.5. That's half a 5. If it's a 10-star system, I'll give it a 5. It's mediocre. It's not garbage. It's mediocre. It's not a 2 or a 1.5 or a 1. I'll give it a 2.5. If it's a 5-star system, I'll give it a 5. If it's a 10-star system, it's average. I'm not even giving it a 6 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10 because that means it was okay. But I can't take okay from the woman that people want me to believe is the new queen of hip hop. And that's what people have been coming to me saying for the past 6 or 7 months. Megan is that new chick, this, that, and the other. If she's just, okay, somebody like Doja Cat, or if she was just, Diamond Girl, or whatever these girls' name is, Diamond, Blue Diamond, that Diamond. If she's one of those, yeah, 5 out of 10 is pretty good. But you can't give me a mediocre project if you're that chick. That's like, again, LeBron going out there and averaging 20. Okay, that's really good for everyone else. But you can't give me 20 if you say you're the GOAT. Nah. You can't just average 20 points a game if you're the GOAT. Dyra. Damn, Dyra. Oh, heaven, you don't think she can rap? Again, I do think she can rap. I think she raps very well. But there's just a difference between doing a cipher and doing freestyles and doing a mixtape than putting together an album and making songs and writing songs. It's a big difference. So I believe she should have never tried that stunt with the record label because I think it made her look like, oh, so this chick is greedy. Especially once Carl started spitting facts. It also got her in a bad light with a lot of people from Houston because Jay Prince is like the king of Houston. So now it's going to set her in a lot of bad spaces in Houston, and she's going to be forced to give an apology and say, I never meant to say that Jay Prince was that. I got love for Jay Prince. He done a lot for Houston, so and so. I'm telling you, that is coming, especially if she feels as though she is going to be blacklisted certain places in Houston. She's going to mention Jay Prince's name and say, I never meant to say this is strictly between me and Carl. I never meant anything that I said about Jay Prince. Watch, it's coming. King Low beat up Casino for life. Who's that? Who's King Low? And do you mean beat him up physically or beat him up on a video? Right. That's a perfect analogy, Jimmy Yates, for Drake. So, do I think she can recover? Probably, if she makes the right moves. I have to see that video, Carla. I have to see that video. When did this happen? Please show me that video, Carla. Carla, DM me that video or something on Instagram. Or send me the link. Yeah, Azalea Banks, I don't even know what she sounds like. Everybody says she's talented. I've never heard anything from Azalea Banks, and I just couldn't get into her music just based on her personality. But that's what I really wanted to discuss. It's not an EP, it's an album. It's just a short album. Yes, considering who she is, 40,000, 44,000, whatever you want to call it, after all that hoopla, was a flop, ma. So let's see what you do on your next project. It's your boy Hollywood. Peace.